To the Inspiring You Show. If we haven't met, I'm Henry. So, my friends, I'm going to be doing we're going to be doing the breaking down of the February energy forecast. This is theme number 2. I know that is getting towards the end of February, yet these themes are also about the whole year as well, and just also there's some great wisdom on the themes just for humaning in general. And so I thought it would be beneficial to still do it. And so here we go. This theme number 2 is living fully, embracing growth, learning, and self-care. Before we get into it though, let's just take a moment to arrive fully into this space. So I invite you to find a comfortable position. Inhale deeply through your nose, filling your lungs with calming, grounding energy. Exhaling slowly, releasing any tension from your body, allowing your shoulders to soften, your jaw to unclench, and your mind to settle. So take another deep breath. And again, exhale. Let the outside world fade for now, allowing yourself to be fully in the present. Once again, inhale, exhale. Inhale, renewal, clarity, and ease. Exhaling tension, worry, and resistance. Take another deep breath, filling yourself with light. If you wish to receive Reiki, I'll ask that Reiki is sent to you for your highest good. If you don't, Reiki respects free will. So take another deep breath, filling yourself with light. And then exhale, letting go of any heaviness you have been carrying. Letting yourself become centered and grounded in this space. So let this be a moment of stillness, a pause from the world around you. This is your time, a sacred space to reflect, integrate, and receive. This is your moment, a moment to reflect, receive, and realign. All right, let's begin. So today we are focusing on the second theme of the February 2025 energy forecast. But as I mentioned, these themes are about the whole year in a lot of ways, but also they're just great tools and skills to talk about for humaning as well. So, this is one of the 7 themes designed to help you navigate this month with greater awareness and alignment. If you'd like to explore the full forecast, it is on my podcast or it's a YouTube episode. That's a previous one in the earlier part of the month. And that offers a broader view of all of them in one episode. But let's focus on this one single powerful theme. So, living fully, embracing growth, learning, and self care. My friends, my friends, my friends. So, what a year so far. I just have to have a moment. What a year. So, coming into from January to February, it was, talks about how it was going to be less intense, which, yes. But February has been interesting as well. There has been a lot of waves of intense energy going through the collective, especially in the United States. A lot of just stress and sadness, especially in the last week or so. But within that, leaning into your tools are just so important. And we are here in this lifetime for whatever reason, not just to go through the motions, but to truly experience the fullness of life. And yet, life doesn't always feel easy. It just doesn't sometimes. Humaning is so complicated. It's amazing at times, but can be complicated. But life is a continuous process of evolution. We grow, we shed old layers, we step into new versions of ourselves. And yet, living fully does not mean that life will always feel easy. It doesn't. I know that we want it to be, but it just doesn't. We can face challenges, uncertainty, transitions, loss, and grief. These moments stretch us, shape us, and often force us to reassess who we are and what we truly want. There will be challenges. There will be unexpected turns. There will be moments that stretch us beyond our comfort zones. But what if we could see these challenges not as obstacles, but as invitations? What if we could embrace every part of our journey, even in the difficult moments, as part of the unfolding of our evolution? So, this is really what this theme is about: fully living, fully engaging, fully embracing your growth, whatever that looks like. And this is where the real work begins: choosing to show up for life even when it's difficult. And so, how do we navigate personal growth without burnout? How do we honor where we are while still moving forward? How do we give ourselves fully to life without losing ourselves in the process? These are the questions we're exploring in this episode. And this is really what this theme is about. Life is not static, it is a continuous, unfolding, constant evolution. We are always learning, healing, shedding old layers, and stepping into new versions of ourselves. Every challenge we encounter, every moment of upheaval or uncertainty shapes us both individually and collectively. Yet, how do we truly embrace the fullness of life? Do you allow yourself to engage with life fully, even during difficult times? Do you trust the process of your growth, or do you resist it? Do you nurture yourself as much as you nurture others? So, this theme is calling us to participate fully in our evolution. It's asking us to show up for our lives, even when it's uncomfortable. And it reminds us that growth isn't just about pushing forward, it's also about knowing when to pause, reflect, and restore. Living fully is about presence. It is about choosing to engage with life rather than passively moving through it. So, just this month, we've been doing 28 days of meditation and meditating twice a day, morning and evening. And y'all, we've been talking a lot about presence and mindfulness, and it is so eh, you know, I try to do meditation at least twice a day and energy work, sometimes multiple times a day, depending on where I'm at and what's happening in the collective and etc. But in really sitting down to do this practice with everyone, once again, just talking about the tools and really explaining how to shift into presence, I just have a whole new appreciation on it. And when it was during a meditation that it was downloaded to me and guided, that, encouraged to do twice a day this month. And I had a moment, I was like, twice a day, that's 56 meditations that I'll cultivate, and that I have to show up at a certain time twice a day. Wow, no days off. But you don't have any days off on life anyway. And that's the funny thing is, like, we're always looking like, do I get to rest now? Do I get a day off? No, living fully is about being is about presence. And so I don't know, and I just have so much gratitude for the experience of doing the 28 days, and we're almost done. There's only, we only have a couple more days in this, 3 more days. And three more days, out of it, when there's been 56 meditations, it's like, wow, I'm so proud of all of us who committed to it and who've really done it. And all the stories of people writing in and just saying how this has really helped them move through the process. And some of the changes are pretty big. People having spiritual experiences, people who have never had spiritual experiences before, people seeing their guides or ascended masters, or it's been really powerful to do this experience and to hear all the stories. But what's also been amazing is the amount of people that now understand how to shift into presence and what that means in terms of shifting into presence, what that means in terms of coming into stillness. And it's a process, and that's we're here to evolve. And so living fully is about presence. It's about choosing to engage with life rather than passively moving through it. And so when I accepted to do the meditation and teach it twice a day for 28 days, It was, I'm choosing to engage with life. I'm choosing to engage and use the tools that, I'm trained in, that I'm guided to, rather than passively moving through it. Were there moments before, during, that I'm like, "Oh my god, I gotta I gotta get in that chair to be in the live stream." Yeah, there were moments because it's humaning, but I chose to continue to engage with life and to show up rather than passively move through it. So it's about recognizing that challenges are not roadblocks, they're signposts guiding us toward our evolution. It means showing up for yourself, not just when things feel easy, but also when they feel difficult, when they feel hard. And sometimes we can have a goal that we're really excited about, because at first I was excited about, wow, yes, twice a day, for 28 days. But then when I got into the details of it, I was like, that's 56 meditations. That's twice a day, no days off for the entire month of February. Yeah. So it's, I committed though. I committed because it means about showing up, not just when things feel easy, but when they feel sometimes hard and sometimes they do feel overwhelming. But you use your tools. And it means making self care a priority. And self care can mean using your tools and showing up, because every time I got into that teacher seat, I'd always feel amazing. Like pretty much, right when we started the meditation and definitely by the end, I felt amazing. And so the self care was part of it. It was a priority. So it means making self care a priority rather than something you tend to only when everything else is taken care of. It means honoring the seasons of growth and allowing the process to unfold at its natural pace. So, how do we do this? How do we embrace life fully, even when we are uncertain? So, this is what we're going to cover today. What you'll learn in this theme: how to embrace the full experience of life, even in uncertainty. What challenges often serve, why challenges, why challenges often serve as catalysts for transformation. How to navigate personal growth without burnout or self judgment. The importance of self care, support, and balance in sustainable transformation. How this theme aligns with the astrological energies of February 2025. So, living fully, embracing growth, learning, and self care. How to embrace this, even uncertainty. Living fully means accepting life in all its dimensions and sizes and shapes, including moments of uncertainty and challenge. So, mindfulness, and this is why I'm so grateful that the guides really encourage doing the 28 days, because it was all about 28 days of mindfulness. And mindfulness teaches us to stay present and appreciate each moment as it comes without clinging to the past or worrying about the future. And by embracing uncertainty, we open ourselves up to new experiences and growth opportunities. And that also can help you in terms of staying grounded and aligned and shifting from 3D to 5D or higher. Because when you're in the present moment, you allow yourself to shift. It doesn't mean that you're not processing feelings or experiences or negating things. You're a multidimensional being. You actually can be in one thing, but mindfulness is about staying present, and you learn to become the observer. And it's a different experience than getting caught in the grasping mind, because you learn to become the observer, where you're seeing thoughts and then you're processing emotions and you're present. It's a different quality. And then with challenges, why challenges often serve as catalysts for transformation. Challenges push us out of our comfort zones and encourage us to adapt, learn, and grow. Human beings can get really stuck in ruts, y'all. Your higher self soul might be like, hey, it's time to move on from that. Your guides could be whispering And the human can be like, "Oh, no, I don't hear you. I don't hear you. I don't hear you." You be getting signs. You be driving down the freeway and seeing huge signs, but you're like ignoring them. Humaning is so fun. So so sometimes challenges come because it's to push us out of our comfort zone so that way we can wake up and learn, grow, and evolve. As difficult as that is to process sometimes. And they reveal to us our strengths, areas of for improvement, and ultimately lead to personal transformation as well. So really viewing challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles empowers us to navigate them with resilience and grace. So then how to navigate personal growth without burnout or self-judgment. That burnout, that took me some time to learn because y'all, I definitely I was really getting burnout from when I was working in television. Whew. Um, so personal growth is a journey, it's not a race. And it is essential to also pace ourselves, set realistic goals, and celebrate small victories along the way. I really feel like I'm like a cheerleader for humanity. And so even with my private clients, if they have the smallest victory, I'm like, "Yay, let's recognize that victory. Woo! Let's celebrate." Because how are you gonna celebrate the bigger moments if you can't even celebrate the smaller ones along the way? So let yourself celebrate. Don't be in a frenetic pace of just thinking that you gotta get to the end to win here, and then but because the thing is, they're really you're in this process of living. So if you're not enjoying it along the way, what's the real point of it? And that's really for me when I was working in television. I was working so many hours and the last couple of years I was like I am just so incredibly stressed and burnt out and it just was not enjoying myself. So practices like self-compassion, again, if you do mindfulness, you can do the meta practices, the compassion practices. Those are some great practices. I'd also recommend layering in Reiki energy healing. Um, Also, then setting healthy boundaries, prioritizing rest to help you navigate without feeling overwhelmed or harshly judging yourself. And remember, progress is progress, no matter how small. And then the importance of self care, support, and balance and sustainable transformation. Sustainable transformation requires a foundation of self care and support. This means tending to our physical, emotional, mental, spiritual well being through regular self care routines, seeking support from loved ones, maintaining a balance between work, rest, and play. I mean, that took me a long time because I was so focused on the work. Balance ensures we have energy and resources to continue growing and evolving. And then this theme aligns regarding the astrological energies. February astrological energies emphasize themes of reflection, renewal, new beginnings. These energies encourage us to reassess goals, release what no longer supports, embrace new directions with courage and optimism. Aligning our personal growth with the cosmic energies can amplify our transformation efforts. And then living fully involves embracing all these aspects of life, nurturing our growth, finding balance through self care and support. And by doing so, we create a life that is rich, meaningful, and deeply fulfilling. So with this, for many, coming into the new year, there was just a weight of January. January felt heavy or overwhelming. And some may have faced unexpected challenges, emotional weight, or even profound loss. Some of you may have been dealing with personal struggles, career shifts, or health concerns. And if you live in Los Angeles or another area that's been impacted by natural disasters or something else, or if you've been processing personal grief, collective fear, or uncertainty, this period may have felt especially intense. And moments like this can just shake our foundations. And right now, what's going on in the United States, we had a transition in regard to our presidents, And just in 1 month, there is so much going on. And right now in the collective in the United States, there's just a lot there's been major stress and sadness waves just going through the collective. And it has times felt like I have been in a snow globe and the snow globe is just shaking. And then there's just tsunami waves of stress and grief and loss and sadness going through the collective. And if you are somebody who's highly sensitive person or an intuitive empath, somebody who feels frequencies, you may have you may be feeling it more intensely. But no matter if you aren't even a highly sensitive person, I will say it is very strong the currents. And so we are individuals in a collective experience. And so what is happening here in the US is felt elsewhere in the world as well, in other places in the world, and what's going on in possibly Australia or, Europe. That's also can be felt here in the United States because we are in one snow globe. We are in one globe. And so, this last month, there's been so many changes and it can feel a bit destabilizing. And that's why it's so important, even more so this year, lean into your tools, which is why, you know, even though it's towards the end of the month, the guys were like, still do the breakup of the energy forecast and themes because these are really important topics we need to talk about. So, with that, moments like this, it can be shocking. There can be shock waves and they can shake our foundation. They force us to pause, reassess, and find our strength and resilience. I will say, though, you have to remember, though, it is a marathon, it is not a sprint. And so, really finding your grounding, alignment, pausing, reassessing, and finding strength and resilience is going to be so key anywhere in the world, but especially in the United States. So, and I say this out of the energy of love, there's no fair here. It is about recognizing that we are in a period of challenge. We are in a period of challenge and transition. So with these experiences, no matter how difficult, they're part of a greater unfolding, even if we can't really understand it fully. And I know, we can get psychic information, we can get downloads, we can channel. The thing is, though, it's not like, with information, sometimes maybe you'll get three-quarters of the information, but you might not be getting all the information because we're in the unfolding of it. And sometimes the information is beneficially protected so that way we can be in presence because then it takes us out of presence and it can create kind of like it just can create like a, kind of a disassociation at times. So that's where you have to learn how you're being guided and then trust the moment and being in presence. So again, these moments can shake us, but it can be beneficial to wake us up and to support us, even if it feels uncomfortable. That's why you got to lean into your tools. And then they force us to reassess what truly matters and they make us pause and see life with new eyes. And then they show us the resilience we didn't even know we had. I was talking to my friend a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about resilience and she's like she's like, "Girl, you and we I think we have master's degrees in resilience." I've known her since my 20s and we've been through a lot. I was like, "I think we might have master degrees in resilience at this point." But that's where, with resilience, it just helps you be more flexible, adaptable in ways. It helps you maintain, "Oh, I gotta become more grounded again." It helps you in your relationship with change and transformation. I will say, though, it is natural, though, to feel depleted after a month like January or coming into February. Um, That's why you have to replenish yourself, and that's for me where energy work is so key. Energy work to me is like I don't know, it replenishes your energy, and it's just one of the key things I do daily. But what happens though if this period of heaviness though so here's another a reframe. What happens if this period of heaviness is actually a bridge? What if January was a transition space, clearing out what no longer fits in order to make way for renewal that February brings in the later part of the year? What happens? What happens if we see then the purpose of challenge is that there's growth in disguise. You know, we can often see challenges as obstacles, but what if we see them as initiations? What if we reframe how we see challenges? Instead of looking at them as obstacles or like, "Oh no, what now is gonna come?" What if we see them as initiations? Have you ever gone through something difficult only to look back later and realize how much it strengthened you? How much you learned from it? How then grateful you are that you went through something because you had one of those aha moments that was like, "Oh my god, that was wow, I learned so much," or "Oh my god, I figured something out." What if the struggles you're facing today are preparing you for something greater? Challenges are not punishments. They're often the very catalyst that push us toward transformation. So, this is your homework. Look back at a tough period in your life and realize how it shapes you or shaped you. So, look back at a really difficult period in your life and look at how it shaped you. Look at the beneficial positive aspects. Let go of the negative mindset and look at the positive wisdom that you learned. I've been through a lot of experiences and some of them been really tough. And I can tell you, I have learned, grown, and evolved so much that I'm just so grateful. It's just made me a better human being. Have you ever gone through a painful experience only to later understand how essential it was for your journey? So that's another question. Have you ever gone through a painful experience only later to understand how essential it was for your journey? When we shift our perspective, when we shift our mindset, when we lean into growth wise mindset, we begin to see the wisdom in our struggles. While the pain may not disappear immediately, we can trust that life is always leading us somewhere meaningful. When we can reframe our challenges as teachers, we begin to navigate them with greater purpose. Your pain does not define you, it refines you. It does not mean the pain disappears, but it does mean that we can trust that it is leading us somewhere meaningful. And even if you don't see the bigger picture yet, trust that you are growing in ways that you will understand one day. And that's where then you have to navigate growth without burnout or self-judgment. Navigating the learning curve, honoring the process. I know we all would like growth to be a straight line. I know we want growth to be linear. Y'all, growth is not a straight line. Growth is not linear. I can tell you, there's times years ago when I was like in my 20s and early 30s, I was working with this one of my first like real like energy practitioner teachers that was I was training under. Uh I would talk about how like I feel like I just keep going around the mulberry bush and I just keep going around the same mulberry bush again and again and again and it's kind of getting smaller, but wow, this humaning, you just get caught in cycles and circles and it was really so eye-opening to me how growth worked and how you could be going around circling and the mulberry bush could be getting smaller and smaller And that's humaning. This is humaning, and which then makes sense why we would have past lives and we would come back. And yeah. And then one day, one of the things that I had been going around the mulberry bush, then one day the mulberry bush is gone, and I had completed the experience, and I had learned, and I had the wisdom, and it was so eye-opening. I was like, "Wait, that mulberry bush is no longer there. I'm no longer circling it. It's gone. I feel a freedom. This is amazing." And I had all this wisdom that I learned from it. And we can get so impatient with the learning. We can get so impatient with growth. It moves in waves, times of expansion and contraction, clarity and confusion, moments of clarity followed by moments of uncertainty. If emotions arise, honor them. Healing isn't about bypassing feelings, it's about allowing them to be processed and released. If you feel stuck, know that stagnation is often the precursor to a breakthrough. Break down to have a breakthrough. That was an eye-opening one. I think I heard that when I was in my early 30s, maybe I think early 30s. Uh, I was like, "Oh," like, it was a moment where I got it. I was like, "Oh my god." It was on the understanding of surrendering too, like, I get surrendering now. Break down to have a breakthrough. And when I got that, I finally understood why it's important to let go. But it took me a moment where I was really holding on and probably doing some grasping. So, if you feel stuck, know that stagnation is often the precursor to a breakthrough. If you're struggling, trust that clarity will follow. Sometimes the discomfort we feel is an energetic clearing, like a detox for the human experience. But in that clearing, space is made for something new to emerge. And I know I can say this and it can seem like, "Oh yeah, it makes sense." I know it's not exactly a comfortable experience at times in the human. Years ago, when I was in my in my, like, I think I was early 20s, maybe mid-20s. I think mid-20s. Yeah, mid-20s, maybe 25 or something. I had never gone to a psychic per se. I've always been able to talk to my guides and been able to, do things like that, but I'd never gone to, like, a psychic, and so a friend of mine went, and so then I decided to go, and I went and I was like, "Oh my gosh, they're gonna tell me when I'm gonna meet my romantic partner, the love of my life, when I'm gonna get married, when," you know, I went in, first thing the psychic said to me was, "Your guides are really mad at you." "What? You're not you're not gonna tell me when I'm gonna get married?" I'm like, "Wait, did you just tell me that my guides are really mad at me?" "Say what?" And then she went on to say, "Oh, yeah, there's one that is, like, furious with you." And how he came in the night before, and she goes, "Normally, they don't come in, like, the night before. So mad at you." And I was so taken aback. I was like, "Me? They're mad at me? What did I do?" And then said she's like, "Apparently, you're stuck in a rut." Yeah, I am stuck in a rut. I will agree with that. And then she went on to say, you know, "You're not doing your prayer work right now. You stop talking to them. You are just you're shut down. You're stuck in a rut. They wanna help you, but you're not listening." And so this one guide is really not pleased with you. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I really thought, like, she's gonna give me all my information for my happily ever after. And I left there going, "Oh my god. Guides are mad at me." Um, it was all true. Everything that she said too was absolutely true that my guide said, and, I had been stuck in a rut, and that stagnation definitely led to a precursor to a breakthrough. So, they had led me the guides couldn't get through to me So they had led me through, a friend of mine had gone to see a that psychic, and the psychic told him all this amazing information about, the romance that was coming in, the career, all of it, and, what they were gonna do for their career, all this stuff coming in, and I was like, "Oh, that's so exciting." And my guides understood that that was something that was gonna be interesting to me to hear, and it was their beneficial doorway in to reach me because I had put up a sign of I'm currently I'm currently not here, unreachable. It happens, and even though I've been talking to my guides since I was a kid, it happens. And so, yeah, it was a moment of discomfort, but that experience of that psychic changed my life. That psychic changed my life in that moment because it woke me up, and I've had many moments of waking up. I thought I was going in for one thing, and I got exactly what I needed, and I woke up and I, strengthened my relationship once again with my guides, and yeah. Um, so that's the thing is, like, I had been talking to my guides since I was a kid, since I have memories like 4 years old, 5 years old. And then this was I was probably around 25, I was like mid-20s or something like that. It was around there. Um, and we're here to be human. We're here to learn, grow, and evolve. And it was really a shocking experience that woke me up. I didn't even realize that, I didn't realize the amount my one guy was really frustrated because how can they really help you if you're not available or you don't wanna be helped? And I really realized, wow, their job is to support me in this physical world, in this life. And if I'm not giving them the opportunity to do so, they can't do their job. And so literally she said this one guide was like just twiddling his thumbs, like, okay, I'm here, but you're not letting me help. And while I was in this rut. So you're not meant then to get it all right at once. And that's even with your relationship with your guides. You're learning, growing, and evolving no matter how many past lives you had, no matter who you were in a past life, no matter who you're channeling in this life. It doesn't matter. You're here to be human. Your job is you're human. You're here to be human. You're learning, growing, and evolving. You're not meant to get it right all at once. The path is unfolding exactly as it needs to. And so all these things, these story dots connect to garner wisdom for you, to support you in your awakening. So with that, then you want to integrate the theme with the practical steps for living fully. So what tools to use? One of the most crucial messages right now is really, taking care of yourself. So many of us, especially empaths, highly sensitive people, healers, caregivers, those who carry great responsibility, those who can feel like really feel the feels from the collective and the cosmos. Those who are holding everything together, supporting and holding space for others. Who is holding space for you? Who is holding space for you? You can't pour into an empty cup. You have to put the oxygen mask on first and then support somebody else to put theirs on. And you have to support them to put theirs on. You, no matter how much you want to help someone else, especially if they're an adult, and they are capable of taking care of themselves, you took the responsibility of becoming human. So you have to ask yourself then, so this is the importance of self-care and support. Where can I allow support into my life? Where can I allow support into my life? Are you prioritizing your own health, rest, and emotional needs? Are you prioritizing your own health, rest, and emotional needs? Are you caring more than you truly need to? And if so, why? Are you caring more than you truly need to? If so, why? Self care is not selfish. There is nothing sustainable about being the sole foundation for everyone around you. True service comes from a place of balance, not exhaustion. And then you also deserve to have fun. You deserve to enjoy time off from work. You do not need to be 24/7 work, 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 or on call for everyone. You are not in, you do not owe anyone to be constantly working. So let yourself have time off and fun. And no matter what is going on, you have to let yourself have fun. At the heart of it all, we're here to experience life fully, to be present, engaged, and open to what each moment offers. And so this means honoring where we are without comparison or self criticism, embracing growth even when it feels challenging or uncertain, balancing giving to ourselves while supporting others. So as you navigate the rest of this year, remember, or going into the next year, remember, you are learning, growing, you are evolving, you are exactly where you need to be. Hold faith, be kind to yourself, trust that every experience is guiding you toward the life you are living and meant to live. And so here are some intentions and affirmations for this energy theme. You can repeat after me if they resonate with you. I intend to embrace life fully, knowing that every experience serves my growth. I intend to embrace life fully, knowing that every experience serves my growth. I choose to learn from challenges rather than resist them. I choose to learn from challenges rather than resist them. I commit to self care, balance, and allowing support into my life. I commit to self care, balance, and allowing support into my life. I trust that I'm evolving in perfect alignment with my journey. I trust that I'm evolving in perfect alignment with my journey. Take a nice deep breath. All right, my friends. So let's just look at the astrological influence and energy theme connection. So the astrological transit of February mirrors the energy of growth, learning, self care. February 4th, there was Jupiter direct in Gemini, expanding perspectives and unlocking momentum. After months of introspection, Jupiter moved direct, bringing clarity, expansion, and renewed sense of purpose. And also, that means that if you felt stuck or uncertain, this is then supporting a movement and moment for fresh energy and forward motion. February 12th was the Leo full moon, bringing in healing and authentic expression. That full moon illuminated what needed to be healed, released, embraced. If you've been holding back from fully showing up in your life, this is a time to reclaim your voice and authenticity, a powerful illumination of personal growth, authentic expression. February 27th, we're going to be coming up on that. Pisces new moon. And there's also, I'm going to be putting up a new moon meditation soon. There's also a new moon talk already. All right, Pisces new moon, a beneficial portal of sensitivity and renewal. And y'all, this new moon is connected to the emotions. Whoo! I mean, I have felt it like 3 days ago. It is strong. Definitely recommend doing a new moon meditation because there's a lot coming up. So let that support you. So the Pisces new moon, a moment to reset, restore, and realign, encourages deep self-care, spiritual connection, and trust in your path. A time for that reflection, spiritual renewal, and self-care. So this energy theme connection, Jupiter moving forward, encourages momentum expansion. The Leo full moon invites us to release what no longer supports, embrace authenticity. The Pisces new moon offers a reset, a space to integrate and restore. So this month is a bridge. This month is a bridge, a bridging month, a moment to honor your journey while preparing for what's ahead. So I like to also share the astrology part of it because, we live in the vastness of the universe. And so it's really important to really understand what is happening in regard to the planets, the moon, everything lining up. Like we also have a parade of planets happening on February 28th. And, somebody had said to me, didn't we just have a parade of planets in January? I'm like, yes. See, the universe is really sending out a lot of support and help to line up these planets to support us. So we get these cosmic energies coming in. So even if you're not into astrology, be curious about like, can I feel the effects then when these things are happening? And what can it bring to my life to help me for my highest good? So let it support you. And again, this month is a bridging month. This month is a bridge, a moment to honor our journey while preparing for what's ahead. And so let's just do now a closing little meditation. So take a moment now to take a deep breath, and we're going to take a moment to integrate everything we discussed. So close your eyes, lower your gaze, and take a nice, slow, deep breath. And then exhale gently. Inhale again. Exhale. And then imagine, sense, visualize yourself standing at the edge of an open path. Imagine yourself standing at an edge of an open path, and before you is a doorway, a threshold into the next stage of your journey. So before you is a doorway, a threshold into the next stage of your journey. With each breath, you are releasing old limitations. With each inhale, you draw in courage, trust, and the willingness to fully live. So with each breath, you're releasing old limitations. And with each inhale, you draw in courage, trust, and the willingness to live fully. So now, before you is this doorway, the threshold into the next stage of your journey. Let yourself open the door or go through the door. So that way you go to the next stage of your journey and you're on this open path, limitless possibility. And as you are continuing to walk now, after you went through the door, affirm silently if this resonates with you. I'm fully present in my life. I'm fully present in my life. I embrace my journey with trust and openness. I embrace my journey with trust and openness. I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm exactly where I need to be. And take another deep breath. And now here are a few more. You're learning. Remember, you are learning, you're evolving, and you're already living fully. So I am learning, I'm evolving, and I'm already living fully. I am learning, I'm evolving, and I'm already living fully. And so it is. And so it is, my friends. So breathe that truth in. Let it settle into your heart. You're exactly where you need to be. And take another deep breath. Bring your awareness behind your eyes. And before we fully come back, let's just break the links to the meditation. Say this after me if it resonates with you. I ask to break the links. With this meditation, I ask to break the Reiki links, leaving only harmony and balance at either ends. I ask to clear any residual energies being held in my body as a result of these links. I ask the light to fill the void, cells, rejuvenates, refreshes, revitalizes for the highest good with ease and grace, and so it is. And I ask this healing to be sealed with love and light, this healing to be sealed with love and light, this healing to be sealed with love and light. Okay, now you can open your eyes. Welcome back, my friends. And so now carry these insights with you as you move through the rest of the year. This is your invitation to embrace your journey fully, knowing that every experience is shaping you into who you are meant to become. So thank you for sharing this space with me. May your journey be filled with alignment, growth, and boundless possibility. Much, much love, my friends. Until soon, and